Good afternoon, traders. It is Monday, August 18th, 2014, and the U.S. stock market is closed. Just as soon as I get kind of bored with these summer markets, something happens that really reminds me it doesn't make any difference if it's summertime, wintertime. What markets can get really exciting when the fireworks start, and that's what happened today. Big day today, let me tell you. Last Friday, we had like negative $5,000 carrying it over the weekend, and I said at the time I wasn't real worried about that because this Ukrainian stuff that comes up, that's what drove the market down on Friday, was news out of Ukraine. And the thing is, news out of Ukraine, I've noticed, has this pattern of only driving the markets down for one day. It doesn't last. Even when the Malaysian airplane crashed, it only drove the markets down one day. So I was kind of expecting we were going to have a positive day today, but I didn't know just how positive it was going to be. Holy smokes. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 175 points. Now that's not too shabby, and what happened is that took that $5,000 and pushed it into positive territory. We ended up closing out positive $4,300. Now I'm going to be honest with you, I was a little bit disappointed with that. I was looking at this and thinking, a day that the Dow goes up 175 points, we ought to do a little bit better than that. We didn't, but we did go from negative 5 to positive 4,300, which I should be pretty satisfied with that. But anyway, we had big wide range on Friday, and so we weren't getting into as many positions as you would normally think with the Dow going up 175. In fact, we only got into 11 positions. Okay? But here's the thing, you just never know what's going to happen. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The trading that we do, we make about 60 or 70% of our profits and only 5% of the trade. So we wait around for that one big one, and today it happened. Believe me, it happened in spades. We got into a trade in JRJC, that's China Finance Online, and it was just another trade. When I got into it, I wasn't thinking anything particularly was going to happen, and this thing exploded. In fact, we had the best trade so far in 2014 today. And we're not out of it yet, so I guess I can't count it as being the best trade yet. But JRJC closed with over $23,000 in open trade equity for us. That is a huge trade. It went up 75%, folks. And think about it. We just got into this normally, as we usually do. It is a little pop-up, but we jumped into it right at the beginning of the day. And the market, the stock goes up 75%. So we are holding over $23,000 in JRJC, and that accounts for most of our open trade equity. Our open trade equity officially on the close today is $23,644. So it's almost all in this one single trade. So we better hope that nothing bad happens with JRJC overnight. But hey, we trade a system, we do what we have to do. It's sure tempting, though, to pull the plug on that trade on the close today. Anyway, let's take a look at the chart. Okay, we're looking at the Dow here, and you can see, we had these two nice, easy days back Wednesday and Thursday last week, and then we had this crazy news-driven market on Friday with good news on Ukraine coming out at the beginning of the day, followed by bad news that really just looked like it collapsed the market almost. But what I said is that there's just too much buying that came in here on this spike. It was also just above one of my red lines, and this market did recover quite a bit, and this made me believe that this market was not going to fail today at all. And when I looked at the aftermarket before the market opened, the Dow was up over 100 points in the aftermarket. So not surprisingly, it opened up with one of these big, huge moves right on the first 15 minutes. That is always kind of scary for us, but unlike some of our bad days where the market then gets up here and tops out here and then pulls back for the rest of the day, this just kept going and going and going. It just wouldn't quit. And you can see here, you know, this thing built all throughout the day until we got to about midday, pulled back just a little, but then it had a bunch of buying come in right on the close on that last bar, and the Dow closed almost on its high, up 175 points. That's just an unbelievable move, and you know, we are within striking distance of 17,000 again. So this was a very significant move in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And I'll show you a couple of the trades we had. We had some interesting trades. Of course, I'll save the most interesting to last, but this was in UNXL, Unipixel, and we had bought this on Friday on this pop-up, and it had gone against us. Didn't seem to be doing much, and then on Friday, we had this big push-up right at the end, and usually, you know, when I see that, I think, hey, something's going on. Now, I don't know what was going on. I don't read fundamentals. I don't know if there was an earnings report this morning or what. But anyway, when the market opened, this stock opened up this morning, it really took off very, very strong. I think this bar is bad data. I can't be sure. It didn't affect us. You know, we have very deep stops, and that if that was real data, it did not stop us out. Anyway, we ended up getting out here, and we got out. That was over $3,000 that we took out. But then, of course, you know our system. We ended up getting back in to Unipixel. So we're long Unipixel again going into tomorrow. So we've hardly missed anything here in terms of hanging on to this trade. It looks very, very good, and but we did take $3,000 out of that. Now I'm going to show you just the ultimate trade. This is, as I've said, the best trade that we've had in 2014. Just came out of nowhere. This is in JRJC, which, by the way, has been a very good market for us. But it's never been this good before. China Finance Online, we bought this gap, and of course when you look at this chart now, this doesn't look like a real big gap, but this was a big gap on the open. But we jumped in 30 minutes after the market opened and hung in there, and hardly even for a second were we not profitable in it. It started moving immediately. This bar again is bad data. Okay, the stock did not do that. Probably the bottom of that bar is right here, but it kept moving, and I mean, this is just unbelievable. You know, you keep thinking, well, there's some profit taking going to come in here. Profit taking will come in, and on this last bar, look at this. This thing moves up unbelievable. It's probably $6,000 on that last 15-minute bar. It wouldn't surprise me, $5,000 or $6,000. Anyway, so on our position that we entered here early in the day to here, we're holding over $23,000 in this one stock. So I don't even know if I want to look at the aftermarket trading in this. We'll just have to wait. We play a system. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, hey, you know, the thing could gap up. You don't know. Anyway, great, fabulous, fantastic trade in JRJC. So Trader Bob's had a wonderful day. It's just, you know, I'm high on trading. This is Trader Bob signing off. I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday.